Yunna slowly opened her eyes and turned to watch Wobin as he lay peacefully asleep beside her. A soft smile formed on her lips as she took in the calmness of his face. It almost felt like a dream, a moment she had yearned for, longed for, and now it was finally real. Carefully, she reached out and caressed his face with her fingertips, savoring the warmth of his skin. In that quiet moment, she silently made a vow to herself. She would never let him go again. They belonged together, and she was going to work harder than ever to become a better partner for him. Gently, Yunna got out of bed, careful not to wake him. She tiptoed out of the room and made her way to the kitchen, deciding to make him a cup of coffee. As she moved around, she smiled to herself, the sense of contentment washing over her. It felt good to finally be on good terms with Wobin again, to feel close to him. Suddenly, the door opened, and Dr. Anna walked in carrying shopping bags. Yunna was surprised to see her there. Dr. Anna greeted her warmly, smiling as she began unpacking the groceries onto the counter. Yunna, however, kept her eyes fixed on her. She asked about her visit, casually mentioning that Wobin was still taking a nap. Dr. Anna responded that she wasn't just visiting, she was actually staying with him for a few days. She added that he was probably still tired from the night before, as they hadn't gone to bed until around 4 a.m. Yunna stood there, stunned by the information. The idea of Dr. Anna staying with Wobin, and the thought of them being up together so late, didn't sit well with her. It stirred something uneasy in her chest. Still, she quickly brushed the thoughts aside, reminding herself of the promise she had made not to let insecurity get the best of her again. Just then, Wobin walked into the kitchen. Yunna's expression instantly softened as she approached him with a smile, telling him how happy she was to see him up and how peaceful he had looked while sleeping. She handed him the cup of coffee she had prepared. Wobin smiled and accepted it, but before he could take a sip, Dr. Anna stepped in, taking the cup from his hands. She reminded him that he no longer drank coffee because it kept his mind too active, which often led to overthinking. Wobin nodded in agreement, apologizing for nearly forgetting. Dr. Anna offered to make him a cup of chamomile tea instead, explaining that it was better for calming the nerves. Yunna stood silently watching the exchange. The way Dr. Anna spoke to him, how effortlessly she seemed to know everything about his habits and needs, made Yunna feel increasingly out of place. Then Wobin turned to her and gently took her hand, asking if she was ready to have the conversation they had postponed earlier. Yunna hesitated for a moment, then slowly nodded in agreement. Just as they were about to leave the room, Dr. Anna chimed in with a reminder for Wobin to avoid any stressful or negative discussions that might worsen his emotional state. She added that she would bring him the chamomile tea shortly. That was the final straw. Yunna snapped. She abruptly pulled her hand away from Wobin's grasp and marched over to Dr. Anna. The patience she had clung to was gone. The silent insecurities she had tried to suppress boiled over. She had had enough of Dr. Anna's constant interference, the way she inserted herself into everything concerning Wobin. Yunna was no longer willing to stand by quietly. She was ready to confront her for her behavior, for her presence, and for crossing boundaries that no longer felt professional.